Everybody take a squirt of hand sanitizer and clean your hands, please. Today you're going to start with painting, and I want you to look at how it's set up. There's going to be a tray on the back counter, or it might already be on your table. We never touch the supplies until Mrs. Milligan gives us permission. And you see we have 2 sets of paints. They're left open so they'll be able to dry. And the half cup full of water is on the counter. All of Miss Paula's are facing the same way, and you have paper towels. Now everybody should have already used 1 pump of hand sanitizer. Wash their hands really good, okay? So now I'm going to go over a closer look of what I want your tray to look like. Everything's open so it'll dry. You'll share with your shoulder buddy. Warm colors are on one side, cooler on the other. Miss Paula's are all facing the same way. When you use a Miss Paula, make sure you put your hand on the grip if there is one. We only dip the tip. We clean her hair at the end. We reshape her. No booty scooting. That means we're not being rough with her. Remember, we're going to tickle. Feel how it's soft, and we tickle it. And we don't press hard with the paintbrush, and we pull towards us. Now, when you clean your brush, you're going to have a half cup full of water, and you're going to share it with your shoulder buddy. Remember, we clean it in the number 8. Everybody say, clean it in the number 8. Good. And then we wipe it off on the edge very carefully so we're not getting water everywhere. And then if you need to, take your paper towel, make sure it's clean. Oh, looks like this one had a little bit of paint on there, so I would have to clean it some more. Sorry. And then I would reshape Miss Paula, and she would always go sitting on the tray, okay? And then the water never goes on the tray because it will make a mess. Somebody will carry those separately. You have numbers on your chairs, and I will call you numbers to come and pick something up. If you pick up the tray with my permission, you hold it with 2 hands, okay? And then you set it in the center and everybody gets their items out. At the end, I will say, brushes up, Buttercup. Everybody stops, clean their brushes in a number 8, dry them, reshape them. Okay, artists, we are studying Peter Reynolds. He's our Artist of the Month, and it's National Dot Day on September 15th. You're going to be using Miss Paula. We've already talked about how to take care of her. We clean her in our half bowl. We're going to share with our shoulder buddy. Clean her in a number 8. We make sure that she's clean. Carefully on the edge, we tap the edge. Take her paper towel, make sure she's clean. Okay, if you need more, you can always get more back at the sink. Take your pencil, write your pencil on the bottom right, because it's always right. And then you choose what you want. What I want you to do is a bunch of little dots, okay? So I'm gonna get my paintbrush wet. 1 drop should do, stir it around, especially if somebody has already used these paints today. And I'm just gonna go in, I'm gonna start making dots. And I might fill up use all the orange of where I wanna put the orange first. Okay, make it look like polka dotted. Make it look whatever design you want. I was just going for this. I like the orange. I'm just making tiny little dots. Now when you're painting, artists, remember your fingers are on the grippy and we're holding it like this. We're not getting our sleeves or our hands in the paint. If you do have sleeves, remember push them up. If you don't, doesn't matter, just let them stay. So maybe I'm making a design. Okay, you decide. I want your paper filled with dots. I'm going to show you something else once I get going here. So fill this up with dots. I think a pattern, I think I need a little bit more over here. I have to clean my brush in a number 8. Okay, dry it off on the edge. Still wasn't clean. Choose another color and choose blue. Okay. I was already painting for another video, but it looks like it had dried up. Now you only want to dip the tip, artist. Remember, she doesn't like to have her whole head put in the paint, okay? Then maybe I want to make a really big circle. Big dot. Another big dot. And I'm kind of putting mine in order. Now see how that blue was darker? I could go back and get more paint. Not add water, but I could get more paint. Now we never mix our paints, but I want to show you something. If it's on, because everybody's using these trays of paint, we share our paint in this room, okay? Now, I chose blue and orange. Does anybody remember what's so special about blue and orange? That's right, they're complementary colors, so they pop on here together, so that's why I chose them. You can decide whatever colors you want to use. So after I get that done, I'm going to clean my brush, make sure it's clean before I get my other color, okay? So now I'm gonna go and get red. Get the red. And I'm not gonna mix it here, but watch what's gonna happen on my paper. I'm gonna put a little dot on the orange, a little dot on the orange. And if it's still wet, it should start to bleed. I haven't gone back to the tray, have I? So I haven't mixed my colors in my tray. I'm only mixing my colors on my paper. And then I would clean my brush. It would actually show up better if I had yellow. But I didn't do yellow. So now if I wanted to add yellow to my blue, I would do the same thing. Get my yellow, get it on my brush, and I can't go back unless I clean it. So now I'm gonna drop yellow onto the blue and watch what's gonna happen. Ooh, some of it's already mixing because that blue was wet. And you're right, it should make green. Now, do I go back to the paints? No, don't go back to the paints. I clean it up, and then I dry it on the edge, and I reshape it. And that's it. Before we painted today, remember, we needed to wash our hands, and also your trays should have everything nice and neat. Now, artists, this is a make and take today. Usually we put these on the drying rack, but I just had you do a tiny one, so you'll leave it on the scrap paper and take it with you very carefully.